These are buildings with white roofs. If you use a white roof and you happen to have air conditioning, depending on the geometry of the building, you can save 10, as much as 15% decrease in energy by just simply having a white roof. Something else about white roofs and white light-colored pavements, it actually changes the reflectivity, the so-called albedo of the Earth. So the sunlight comes in, it's reflected back into space. There is no greenhouse cap on this. And so Art Rosenfeld and his colleagues have done a calculation. If you replace all the building roofs today with white roofs, it would be a reflection of the sunlight back into space that would be the equivalent as if you took off all the automobiles of the world for 11 years. This is something very simple that we can do immediately.
To further my knowledge of white roofing, I met with Mark Alexander, the Western Regional Manager of a white roofing company called Hydrostop.
It basically acts almost like sunscreen in a lot of ways. You're covering the skin of the roof with a material that's going to inhibit the UV from reaching the roof, which heats, that's going to cause the removal of oils from your roofing membranes. The other benefit of this system is that if the coating is white, white of course is going to reflect the UV, the ultraviolet light, and in doing so it's going to reduce this overall temperature of the roof. Usually it's going to drop the temperature of the roof to the ambient temperature of the surrounding area. So if the ambient temperature around your home is, let's say, 70 degrees or 80 degrees, your roof is not going to heat up more than that amount or that degree. Whereas without the coating, on an 80-degree day, or even, let's say, an 80-degree day in Hawaii, your roof can get up to 185 degrees. The primary benefit on the environmental is with these products, an existing roof can be maintained and kept in place. For Hawaii, that's very important because then you don't have to tear the roof off at every 10, 15, or 20 years. You can keep it on, which eliminates taking all this roofing material and taking it to a landfill, which is going to fill up limited amounts of land in Hawaii.
According to Mark Alexander, there are 11 million tons of asphalt roofing waste per year. Roofing waste has filled 10% of landfill space over the last 40 years.
The production of the product, you don't have a lot of environmental hazardous material that's left over. That was a major problem with old roofing materials. So that they're environmentally clean, also they're non-toxic. The debris that's left over, it doesn't get into the water supply, so that's helpful.
Mark also mentioned that white roofing systems are, for the most part, water-based products. With other roofing alternatives, the cleanup process after the initial application requires paint thinner and other toxic materials that are detrimental to our oceans and water supply. According to Mark Alexander, the installation of white roofs reduce the heat island effect of cities. The cause of the heat island effect is modification of the land surface by urban development, which uses materials that retain heat. White roofs fight against the heat island effect to cool the environment around the area.
Economically, the benefits obviously to the homeowner or to the building owner is if you can maintain a roof, you're not having to spend all this additional money having to replace roofs every 20 years. It also reduces the amount of maintenance that goes into the roof because you're protecting it. One of the other economic benefits that were found is that mechanical equipment lasts longer up on schools and hospitals because these air conditioning systems are not having to fight all this hot air that was surrounding them. Obviously, another major benefit to the country is lowering our dependence on foreign oil, foreign energy supplies, by not having to use all this oil and energy to cool the buildings down.
According to the United States Energy Information Administration, in 2009, the the United States consumed 18.8 million barrels of petroleum products per day. There is obviously a limited supply of oil on this earth. The more the United States consumes, the greater the demand of oil becomes, in turn costing our country more money. When I was introduced to the concept of white roofing, I knew this would be a great topic to do my project on because I wish to be an engineer in the future. This project relates to my differential calculus class through lengths, widths, and heights of three-dimensional objects such as a house. I used lessons learned in math class to calculate and measure out the dimensions for the model homes. This also relates to my physics honors class through the experiment I am about to conduct. I learned how to use the technology devices and the computer graphing tools in my science class. After learning an exceptional amount about white roofing and its environmental and economic benefits, I decided to prove what I learned. I chose to do an experiment which consisted of comparing the temperature within a house with a black roof to the temperature within a house of a white roof. I built two identical house models so I could have a side-by-side comparison of each temperature. For my experiment, I will set each house in direct sunlight on the top of my roof. I will collect my data with an application called Logger Pro, which I set to record the temperature of each house every minute for 11 hours with two different thermometers. Both thermometers will be set up towards the bottom of each house to find the difference in temperature that a person would feel. These are the results of my sunrise to sunset experiment. As you can see, the temperatures of the house with the white roof are lower than the temperatures of the house with the black roof. At the hottest point of the day, the difference between the two temperatures was the greatest. The interior of the house with the white roof was 4.6 degrees Celsius, or 8.3 degrees Fahrenheit lower than the house with the black roof. After learning about white roofing and proving its benefits myself, I decided to go out into the community and share some knowledge.
Do you have air conditioning in your house?
Yes, I do.
I don't actually.
I do not have air conditioning in my house.
I do.
I do. You do? I do.
Yes, I do.
So what color is your roof?
The color of my roof is like blackish gray.
Blackish gray, kind of dark.
Yeah.
My roof is brown. It has solar panels on top of it as well. Sometimes it gets it's kind of blazing.
The roof of the new house I'm buying is white.
It's gray. Brown. Yeah, me too.
Brown.
It's brown?
Pretty sure it's brown. 99% sure it's brown.
It's like dark gray.
Dark gray? Did you know that switching to a white roof, which is about the same cost as a black roof, could reduce your air conditioning bill by 20%?
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder my air conditioning bill's so high.
Cooler?
Really?
Yes.
I'll think about that. I'll
That's
invest
good.
some money.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that
Interesting, isn't it?
information. Fascinating.
But then doesn't it look dirty?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And it pretty much costs the same as a brown roof.
Is it really?
It does.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's just crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. So what are you gonna do about it?
Pretty sure I'm gonna tell my dad or my mom that white roofs are the thing to do these days. So.